What's up, guys? Mr. Fit to Flourish here, and today I wanted to talk about this very good question from a TikTok follower, and it basically says, do you have a YouTube video to show how to draw your fib projections, fib retracements, and what indicators you look for to pick to trade stocks? So for options, so not really a thing to pick. I'm gonna have to make separate videos on how to pick stocks to trade options and how to pick stocks to buy. It's pretty simple, very, very, very easy. All right, so I'm going to make a video on those next. But what I wanted to focus on was a video to show fib projections and fib retracements today. And then the indicator video I just made a couple days ago, I'll probably link it at the end of this. I'll link it at the end of this, and I'll also talk about what indicators I use very briefly. All right, but what do? I pretty much so first and foremost is Mr. Fit to Flourish. Like, share, subscribe if you don't already. But I have a group of people that very, very educated, really good people, a close group of people that we teach how to trade options. Me and my boy K5, we're both former football players. K5 is a real estate agent now, and I am a pharmacist. But I've been around a lot of pharmacists who invest and make a lot of money, and they taught me pretty good things. So now we're teaching others how to make this much in a week, and a ton of people are making quite a bit of money, a lot of money that they've probably never seen in their lives. But it's really a blessing. Anyways, let's talk about Fibonacci extensions and retracements. Okay, what is a Fibonacci retracement? I have a whole video on this, so I'm not going to go into like the history of Fibonacci and who Fibonacci was, etc., etc. Okay, rather we're just going to go into how do you use the tool. So in TradingView, you go to the left hand side here, you go to fib retracement. Okay, go to fib retracement, and to do a Fibonacci retracement, you're measuring how much a trend is going to pull back, and you go into what's called the golden pocket. So basically, if we're in an uptrend, you're going to measure, which most of the market's usually in an uptrend. Okay, so you're going to go from the low of that, the swing low is what it's called, to the swing high. Okay, so I just went from here, I went from this low to the high, and people say, oh, like, you use wicks? Do you not use? You use the wicks, okay? You use the wicks. I'm telling you, it works extremely well if you use the wicks. But then you have what's called a golden pocket. So usually, this is not a good example, but I'm just showing you how to draw the fib and how to use it. Okay, so you go from the swing low, you take the tool, you click on the swing low, and then you go to the swing high. So I'm gonna do it one more time. So you can see I go to the third icon here, go to fib retracement, click on it, and go from the swing low to the swing high. So usually stocks will make moves up on any time frame. This works on every single time frame. Make a move up, and then if they pull back, okay, the move down from the original trend up will usually go into what's called the golden pocket, which is 50% to 61.8% of the way down. So usually it's shown here on the left as 0.5 or 0.618. Okay, that is a Fibonacci retracement going into the golden pocket. Now there's other levels. To me, they're not important when it comes to trading. There's other levels that you can include different fib numbers, and they're all part of this Fibonacci sequence. Fibonacci was a 15th century mathematician, etc., etc. I have a video. I'll link that somewhere in the end. Okay, but this is how you draw. I just want to show you how you draw the fib. Why is it important? It's important because most stocks, when they'll make a move up and then they'll pull back approximately into that area. And when they get into that area, that's actually a good area to potentially do something. Okay, so that area usually lines up with key levels, and you can do something. And I like to go long or make my moves based on that. Okay, and then sometimes if we break below that, you know that okay, if we broke below that 61.8% of the way down, we're probably going to go all the way back to revisit the low. Okay, this is key gems to learn or to know. That's all I'm going to give for that. All right, so now for fib extensions, how do you draw a fib extension? So for fib extensions, I actually just did this for and I need to do this for SPY. So we're gonna go to SPY to draw a fib extension. Okay. Alrighty. So for fib extensions, it's kind of similar, and I'm usually on the 2-hour time frame because the 2-hour time frame captures a lot of order blocks and major sale orders, micro double bottoms and micro double tops, areas where big institutions are putting a lot of money. And you could learn that later too, or just watch the videos. All right, so a fib extension is you go to the 1, 2, 3rd icon just below fib retracement, and you click on it. And again, if we're in an uptrend, you go from, you click on the low to the swing low to the most recent high, and then you'll pull this back down to that low. You'll pull this tool back down to the low, okay? And then what you get is you get an extension, and this extension will tell you where the stock is likely to go. If it breaks out from this high, where is the stock likely to go before it faces any more trouble or before it faces a ton of resistance? Okay, so that's why I like to use it. I like to use it because it helps you draw new key levels. So I'm actually going to use this 624.44 key level for SPY now. I'm going to make it white though because it's not a pivot level. But yeah, so we go from a swing low to the swing high, pull back down, and then it shows you the next key level. Okay, and the more you get into, the more you trade, the more you get into trading, you'll see like why these matter. I can't really explain it now. I could just say, hey, this is the next key level to look at. But key levels is something you need to understand. Oh, when you're doing trades, when you're taking trades, you want to take trades really on key levels. That's where major things happen. Tests, rejections, bounces, supply and demand zones. They're all on key levels. Okay. So that's one thing. What was the other question that he had mentioned? So it said, show how to draw projections, retracements, and then what indicators are we using? All right. So what indicators am I using? So this is actually another very good question. I talked about this in another video, so I'm not going to go into detail because about how to use them, whatever. The three indicators that I use, EMAs, so the 9, 20, 50, 100, 200, I created that one by myself. The Saudi ATR levels. So Saudi Mahajan is a very good trader and a engineer. So he created this ATR, which is an average true range. It tells you how much a stock is expected to move in different time frames. So on a monthly basis, how much a stock is supposed to move, et cetera, et cetera. And it uses Fibonacci sequence incorporated in it, so it's very accurate. And then the last indicator I use is the volume RSI. The volume RSI pretty much is what it sounds like. It's a relative strength index, the RSI. But instead of showing price strength, the strength in price, it shows you the strength in volume. Okay, so the strength in volume, which is very, very good for kind of judging like how and when a stock is supposed to move. So that's why I use it. So yeah, those are the three indicators I use. And then again, you don't use those indicators to pick stocks. You use indicators kind of to assist you with your bias or to assist you with your thesis of where a stock is supposed to go. All right. So I just wanted to make this short video to kind of show you, hey, how do you use a fib extension? How do you use a fib retracement? And then what are the three indicators that I use just to answer those questions? And then I'm going to link the video for Fibonacci retracements in detail, and then also the indicators, the three indicators I use at the end. It's your boy, Mr. Fit to Flourish, and I'm out.